The phone buzzed on the nightstand like a venomous snake ready to strike, and I knew before I even looked. It was her, Juliana, the woman who'd been my everything for 6 years. "We need to end this, Ellie. I've met someone who understands the demands of my residency better than you ever could." My world crumbled in that instant, the words searing through me like acid, leaving nothing but raw, aching emptiness. I stared at the screen, my hands trembling as tears blurred the cruel message. 6 years, 6 damn years of building a life together in the heart of Brooklyn, where the brownstones whispered secrets of old loves and new beginnings. Juliana, with her sharp mind and even sharper ambition, had swept into my life during our senior year at NYU. Her laughter like a melody that cut through the chaos of the city. She was the resident doctor now, buried in endless shifts at Mount Sinai, while I hustled as a graphic designer, freelancing from our cozy apartment overlooking Prospect Park. But that message, it wasn't just a breakup. It was a betrayal that ripped open every vulnerability I'd ever shared with her. We met at a campus pride event, back when the world felt full of possibility. I was the artsy type, sketching portraits in the margins of my notebooks, while Juliana was the pre-med star, always buried in textbooks but with a smile that could light up the dimmest lecture hall. Our first kiss happened under the Washington Square arch, rain pattering around us like applause from the universe. "You're the calm in my storm, Ellie," she'd whispered, her fingers intertwining with mine. From there it was a whirlwind, late-night study sessions turning into cuddles, weekend getaways to the Hamptons, and dreams of a future where her white coat and my design portfolio would coexist in harmony. But residency changed everything. Juliana's hours stretched into oblivion, her eyes growing hollow from exhaustion. I'd wait up with takeout from our favorite Thai spot on Flatbush Avenue, only for her to collapse into bed without a word. "It's temporary," she'd say, pulling me close. "Once I'm an attending, we'll travel. Maybe even get married in Central Park." I believed her because love makes you blind to the cracks forming beneath the surface. The message came on a Tuesday evening, right after I'd finished a big client project. I was planning a surprise dinner, her favorite lasagna from scratch, candles flickering like stars. Instead, I sat on the floor, sobbing into the throw pillow she'd picked out at a flea market in Williamsburg. Who was this someone who understood her better? A fellow resident? A nurse? The ambiguity gnawed at me, but deep down I knew. Whispers from mutual friends had hinted at late-night study groups, with a colleague named Alex, but I dismissed them as jealousy. I didn't respond right away. Instead, I paced the apartment, memories assaulting me from every corner. The framed photo of us at Coney Island, arms wrapped around each other on the Ferris wheel. The bookshelf crammed with her medical journals and my art books. Even the coffee mug with "World's Best Partner" scrawled on it. A gag gift from our anniversary trip to San Francisco. How could she discard all that with a text? By midnight, anger replaced the shock. I fired back. "After everything, this is how you end it? Who is she, Juliana? Tell me the truth." Her reply was swift and cold. "It's not about her. It's about us not fitting anymore. Please don't make this harder." But it was already harder than anything I'd endured. I tossed and turned that night, the city's sirens echoing my inner turmoil. The next morning I called in sick to work and wandered the streets, ending up at the Brooklyn Bridge. Tourists snapped photos oblivious to my heartbreak. I leaned against the railing, watching the East River churn below, and wondered how love could turn so poisonous. Juliana had been my anchor in this relentless city, where dreams clashed with reality daily. Now I was adrift. Friends rallied around me. My best friend Mia, a barista in Greenpoint, dragged me to a dive bar that night. "She's an idiot, Ellie. You deserve better," she said over cheap beers. But better? Juliana wasn't just anyone. She was the one who'd held me through my parents' divorce, who'd celebrated my first big design gig with champagne on our fire escape. The pain was a living thing twisting inside me. As days blurred into weeks, I avoided our shared spots. The coffee shop on Court Street where we'd had our first date. The park bench where she'd proposed we move in together. But avoidance only amplified the void. One evening, scrolling through social media, I saw it. A photo of Juliana at a hospital gala, arm linked with Alex, a stunning ER resident with a confident grin. The caption, "Grateful for new beginnings." My heart shattered anew. Betrayal wasn't just words. It was public, flaunting the knife she plunged into my back. I confronted her at the hospital, waiting in the lobby like a ghost from her past. When she emerged, scrubs rumpled from a long shift. Her eyes widened. "Ellie, what are you doing here?" she hissed, glancing around. "We need to talk," I demanded, my voice steadier than I felt. She led me to a quiet corner, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. "It's over, Ellie. Alex gets it, the pressure, the hours. You were always complaining about my absences." Her words stung like slaps. Complaining? I'd been supportive, cooking meals she'd eat cold, listening to her vent about patience and politics. "I loved you through it all," I whispered, tears streaming. "But you threw it away for convenience?" She looked away, guilt flickering in her eyes. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you like this." But apologies couldn't mend the fracture. I left, the city swallowing me whole, wondering if love in America, the land of opportunity, was just another illusion. Months passed in a haze of self-doubt and reinvention. I threw myself into work, landing a contract with a Manhattan ad agency that kept me buried in sketches and deadlines. Brooklyn felt smaller without Juliana, every corner a reminder of what we'd lost. I started therapy, spilling my guts to a kind-eyed counselor in Park Slope who nodded sympathetically. "Betrayal cuts deep, Ellie, but it's not the end of your story," she said. Easy for her to say. My story felt like a tragedy scripted by some cruel playwright. One crisp autumn day, I bumped into Alex at a farmer's market in Fort Greene. She was alone, juggling bags of apples and kale, her resident badge peeking from her jacket. Recognition dawned on her face. "You're Ellie, right?" she asked, tentative. I nodded, steeling myself for confrontation. But instead of defensiveness, she sighed. "I'm sorry about how things went down. Juliana. She's complicated." Complicated? That was an understatement. Over impromptu coffee at a nearby cafe, Alex opened up. "We connected during a tough rotation. She talked about you a lot, how supportive you were. But she felt trapped, like residency was swallowing her whole. And our relationship was another pressure. It wasn't jealousy fueling her words. It was regret. I ended it last week. She needs to figure herself out." The revelation hit like a lifeline. Juliana hadn't chosen Alex over me. She'd chosen escape. But why drag me through the mud? That night I wrote her a letter, old-fashioned on paper, pouring out the hurt, the love, the confusion. "Your message destroyed me, Juliana, but I'm starting to see it destroyed you too. We both deserve better than half-hearts." I mailed it to the hospital, no return address. Life pushed forward. I joined a lesbian book club in the village, where stories of resilience mirrored my own. There I met Sarah, a teacher with a warm laugh and eyes like melted chocolate. We bonded over shared heartbreaks, our conversations flowing like the Hudson on a calm day. But I held back, scars from Juliana too fresh. Then the call came. It was Juliana, her voice cracking over the line. "Ellie, I got your letter. Can we meet? Please." Against my better judgment, I agreed. We chose neutral ground, a bench in Central Park, leaves crunching underfoot like broken promises. She looked exhausted, shadows under her eyes deeper than before. "I was wrong," she admitted, staring at the ground. "Residency broke me, and I broke us to cope. Alex was a distraction, nothing more." That message. I regret it every day. Tears welled in her eyes, the first crack in her armor I'd seen in years. I listened, heart pounding. Part of me wanted to forgive, to rebuild. But the drama of our past loomed large. "You betrayed me, Juliana. Publicly. How do I trust that won't happen again?" She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "I don't know," she whispered. "But I'm willing to try. Therapy, time off, whatever it takes." The conflict raged inside me. Love wasn't simple in this fast-paced American dream. It demanded work, vulnerability. We talked for hours, unpacking the resentments, her feelings smothered by my expectations, me feeling abandoned by her ambition. It was raw, emotional, like peeling back layers of an onion until only truth remained. As the sun dipped low, casting golden hues over the park, she leaned in. "I love you, Ellie. Always have." The words hung in the air, a bridge over the chasm she'd created. I didn't kiss her, didn't promise forever. But I agreed to coffee the next week. Baby steps in a city that never slowed down. Sarah noticed the shift when I canceled our book club plans. "Is it her?" she asked gently over text. I confessed, and she wished me well. A reminder that kindness existed beyond heartbreak. Juliana and I started slow. Dates that felt like rediscoveries. Walks along the high line where we'd share dreams anew. But doubts crept in. During one dinner at a cozy Italian spot in Little Italy, her pager buzzed incessantly. Sorry, emergency, she muttered, eyes glued to her phone. The old frustrations bubbled up. This is what broke us before, I said, voice steady. She set the phone down. I'm changing, Ellie. For us. Highs and lows defined our reconciliation. A weekend in the Catskills brought romance, hiking trails hand in hand, whispering secrets by a campfire. But back in the city, reality intruded. A heated argument erupted when I found old texts from Alex on her phone. Why keep them? I demanded. Closure, she claimed, but it felt like lingering betrayal. The climax came during a stormy night. Thunder rattled our windows as we faced off in the living room. You sent that message to destroy me because you were scared, I accused. Admit it. She broke down, sobbing. Yes. I was terrified of failing at medicine at us. I pushed you away to protect myself. The admission was a turning point, raw and human. We held each other through the storm. Forgiveness budding like spring flowers. It wasn't perfect, but in America's melting pot of second chances, it felt possible. Rebuilding trust was like piecing together a shattered mosaic. Beautiful in theory, painstaking in practice. Juliana cut back her hours, trading overtime for couples therapy in Midtown. Our sessions were intense, unpacking the drama that had nearly ended us. Communication is key, our therapist emphasized, and we practiced, turning whispers of doubt into open dialogues. I flourished in my career, my designs gracing billboards across Times Square. Success brought confidence, a buffer against the lingering pain. Juliana attended my launch party, her pride evident as she mingled with my colleagues. You're amazing, Ellie, she said later, pulling me into a dance in our kitchen. Moments like these reignited the romance, reminding me why I'd fallen for her. But shadows of betrayal lingered. At a pride parade in June, amid rainbow flags and cheering crowds, I spotted Alex in the throng. Juliana tensed beside me. I blocked her months ago, she assured, but the encounter stirred unease. That night, over rooftop drinks in Chelsea, I voiced my fears. What if residency pulls you away again? She took my hands. Then we'll fight it together. No more running. Our love deepened, laced with humanity's imperfections. We volunteered at a LGBTQ+ center in Harlem, helping youth navigate their identities. Seeing Juliana mentor a confused teen mirrored her growth, empathetic, present. This is what matters, she said, eyes shining. Us and making a difference. Conflict resurfaced during the holidays. Juliana's conservative family from Texas visited, their disapproval of our relationship thinly veiled. Medicine is demanding, maybe focus on that. Her mother suggested over Thanksgiving dinner. Juliana defended us fiercely. Ellie's my partner, Mom. Accept it or not. The stand warmed me, but the tension lingered, a reminder of external pressures. One evening, as snow blanketed the city, Juliana proposed a trip to California, San Francisco, where we'd once dreamed of eloping. Let's renew our commitment, she said, tickets in hand. The gesture was romantic, a balm to old wounds. We wandered the Golden Gate Bridge, fog rolling in like forgotten regrets. I almost lost you, she murmured, leaning against me. Never again. Back home, life settled into a rhythm. I experimented with painting, capturing our story on canvas, vibrant strokes of love and loss. Juliana hung one in her office, a symbol of our resilience. Friends marveled at our comeback. You two are inspiring, Mia said at a New Year's bash. But drama struck unexpectedly. Juliana's residency director offered her a fellowship in Boston. A dream opportunity, but one that meant relocation. It's only 2 years, she pleaded, eyes pleading. Panic surged. And us? Another long-distance test. The argument escalated, echoes of our past breakup ringing loud. We spent days in limbo, the city's energy contrasting our stasis. I wandered museums seeking solace in art. At the MoMA, staring at a Pollock chaos, clarity hit. Love required sacrifice but not self-erasure. Go, I told her finally over coffee. But promise we'll make it work. She hugged me tight. I promise. Visits every weekend. The move was bittersweet. I helped pack, our apartment feeling empty without her clutter. At the airport, tears flowed. This isn't goodbye, she whispered. It's see you soon. As her plane took off, I felt a mix of loss and hope. America's promise of reinvention alive in us. Distance tested us anew. Video calls bridged the gap, but loneliness crept in. I dated casually, coffee with a writer from Queens, but nothing stuck. Juliana shared Boston tales. New friends, challenging cases. Jealousy flickered when she mentioned a colleague, but trust held. A surprise visit from her thawed the chill. She appeared at my door with flowers, pulling me into a kiss that spoke volumes. I miss you every day, she confessed. We spent the weekend exploring hidden gems. A jazz club in Harlem, a picnic in Battery Park. Romance bloomed, reminding us of our core. Yet, the fellowship's demands mounted. Late-night calls turned tense. I'm exhausted, Ellie. Sometimes I wonder if this is sustainable. Her words echoed her old message, triggering fear. Don't you dare pull away again, I warned. She apologized, but the seed of doubt grew. The high point came during Pride Month. Juliana flew back for the parade, and amid the festivities, she got down on one knee in Washington Square Park, our beginning spot. Marry me, Ellie. Through distance, drama, everything. The ring sparkled under the sun, crowds cheering. Yes, I sobbed, pulling her up. Engagement brought joy, but reality intruded. Wedding planning clashed with her schedule. Vegas elopement? I joked. She laughed. Or a simple ceremony in the park. We compromised, dreaming big in a small way. As summer faded, a crisis hit. Juliana's patient died, shaking her confidence. She called in tears. I failed, Ellie. I booked a flight, holding her through the night in her Boston apartment. You're human, I soothed. And I love you for it. The vulnerability strengthened us, turning pain into profundity. With the engagement ring on my finger, life felt like a second act in a Broadway play. Full of twists but heading toward resolution. Juliana's fellowship intensified, but we adapted. Weekend shuttles between cities, care packages of New York bagels and Boston clam chowder. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, she teased during a video date. Her smile pixelated but sincere. I channeled energy into a personal project. A graphic novel about lesbian love in urban America, drawing from our saga. Publishers showed interest, validating the pain we turned into art. Your story matters, an editor said. Sharing snippets with Juliana, her feedback was gold. Make the betrayal raw, people need to feel it. Family dynamics evolved. My parents, post-divorce, embraced our news. Juliana's folks thawed slowly. A video call revealed tentative support. We're proud of you both, her dad gruffed. A milestone in Southern conservatism meeting Northern progressivism. But old wounds reopened during a visit. In Boston, I found a photo of Alex tucked in a drawer. Why keep this? I demanded, heart racing. Juliana paled. Sentimental junk. I forgot it was there. The explanation rang hollow, sparking a blowout. Trust is fragile, Juliana. One slip and it's gone. She begged forgiveness, deleting every trace of the past. You're my future, she vowed. The incident forced reflection. In therapy, we dissected it. My insecurity, her carelessness. Growth isn't linear, our counselor noted. We emerged stronger, committing to transparency. Wedding plans solidified. A fall ceremony in Central Park, intimate with friends and family. Mia helped with invitations, her enthusiasm infectious. You two are proof love wins. Dress shopping in Soho brought giggles. Me in lace, Juliana in a tailored suit. You look stunning, she whispered, eyes misty. As the date neared, a storm brewed. Juliana's fellowship extended unexpectedly, conflicting with our honeymoon. I can't bail, she said, frustrated. Resentment flared. Always work first? The argument echoed our history, but this time we talked it out. We'll postpone the trip, I suggested. Compromise became our mantra. The wedding day dawned crisp and clear, leaves ablaze in autumn hues. Under a floral arch we exchanged vows. Through betrayal and redemption I choose you, Ellie, Juliana said, voice steady. In sickness and health, city to city, I replied. Rings slid on, sealing our bond amid applause. Honeymoon in Napa Valley was bliss, wine tastings, hot air balloon rides over vineyards. "This is our new chapter," she murmured, clinking glasses. Romance enveloped us, a far cry from the drama that once defined us. Back in reality, Juliana finished her fellowship, securing a position back in New York. "Home sweet home," she said, unpacking in our Brooklyn nest. Life normalized. Shared mornings with coffee and crosswords, evenings debating politics over pizza. But humanity's depth showed in quieter ways. We mentored at the LGBTQ+ Center, our story inspiring others. A young couple thanked us. "Seeing you overcome gives us hope." It was personnel, paying forward the resilience we'd earned. Challenges persisted. My graphic novel's release brought scrutiny. Critics praised the emotional depth but questioned the happy ending. "Life isn't tidy," one review noted. Juliana shrugged. "Ours isn't, it's real." The book tour took me cross-country, roles reversing with distance. She supported unwaveringly, flying to signings. One night, over a candlelit dinner, she confessed lingering guilt. "That message. I hate that I sent it." I took her hand. It broke us, but it also remade us stronger. Forgiveness wasn't erasure. It was evolution. As years ticked by, wait, no, this is still within the timeline, but in our narrative, time healed. We adopted a rescue dog, a fluffy mutt named Brooklyn, symbolizing our rootedness. Walks in the park became rituals, conversations flowing freely. A pivotal moment. Juliana's promotion to attending physician. At the celebration party, surrounded by colleagues, she toasted me. "To Ellie, my rock through the storm." Pride swelled, we'd weathered the worst. Yet, in America's relentless pace, balance was key. We set boundaries, no work talk after 8 p.m., mandatory date nights. It worked, fostering intimacy without the old drama. Reflecting on our journey, from that devastating message to marital bliss, I marveled at love's tenacity. It wasn't fairy tale perfect. It was gritty American, forged in fire, emerging resilient. Our marriage wasn't without its tests, but each strengthened the fabric of our bond. 5 years post-wedding, we bought a brownstone in Brooklyn Heights, filling it with art, books, and laughter. Juliana's career soared. She specialized in pediatric oncology, her empathy a beacon for families. "You save lives," I'd say, kissing her goodbye each morning. She'd smile. "You save mine every day." My graphic novel spawned a series, exploring diverse LGBTQ+ stories. Success brought travel, but home was our sanctuary. We hosted dinner parties, friends toasting our enduring love. "From breakup text to this?" "Iconic," Mia joked. But life threw curveballs. Juliana's health scare, a benign tumor discovered during a routine check, shook us. Waiting for results, we clung together in the hospital waiting room, roles reversed. "Whatever it is, we face it," I whispered. It was nothing serious, but the fear deepened our appreciation. We decided to start a family, navigating adoption as a same-sex couple. The process was arduous, paperwork, interviews, emotional roller coasters. "Worth it," Juliana said during late-night talks. When we brought home baby Lena, a bundle of joy from a Texas agency, our world expanded. Parenthood amplified the humanity in our story. Sleepless nights, first smiles, the profound love that mirrored ours. Conflicts arose as they do. Juliana's long hours clashed with family time. I felt the strain of solo parenting while freelancing. "We need balance," I insisted during a heated discussion. She agreed, adjusting her schedule. Communication, honed from our past, saved us. Anniversaries became reflections. On our 10th, from the original meeting, we revisited Washington Square Park. "Remember that kiss?" she asked, pulling me close. How could I forget? The city buzzed around us, a testament to enduring amid change. Betrayal's scar faded, but lessons lingered. We spoke openly about it, turning pain into wisdom. At Pride events, we shared our tale, inspiring others. "Love survives if you fight for it," Juliana would say. As Lena grew, we instilled values of empathy and resilience. "Mommy and Mama went through tough times, but love won." We'd tell her bedtime stories. She beamed, hugging us tight. In quieter moments, I'd reread that old message, now a relic in a journal. It no longer destroyed, it reminded me of growth. Juliana caught me once. Why keep it? She asked softly. To remember how far we've come. Our story, dramatic and emotional, ended not in tragedy but in quiet triumph. A personnel happily ever after in America's diverse tapestry. Love with its highs and lows proved worth every tear. The end wasn't flashy, it was real. Walks with Lena, hand in hand with Juliana, watching sunsets over the skyline. Forever, she'd whisper. And in my heart I knew it was true.